It's 6:01, so I want to be respectful of everyone's time and get started tonight. Thank you all for joining us to celebrate our amazing GAB leaders. We're lucky to be here in person and also have some Zoom representation tonight, so excited to all be here in one space. My name is Maeve Kelly. I'm the Director of Programs and Communications at the Fund for Women and Girls, and I have the true honor of overseeing our girls programs. So that includes our Girls Advisory Board, which is in its 17th year, and also our Girl Gov Chester County program, which is in its 3rd year this year. Tonight's really a chance to celebrate these incredible young women and their important work through GAB. They are leading in their communities and giving back in a really powerful way. Tonight, it's also not lost on me that today is International Women's Day, as we all know. This is a day where we collectively celebrate the achievements of women around the world. And so I think it seems very appropriate to be here tonight celebrating girls right here at home. Before we dive into the celebration, I wanted to welcome up our board chair, Denise Wine, if she's here. I'm not sure if she's here yet. Okay, we can save Denise to the end. So I want to, okay, wait, let me find where I am. Okay. So I also just wanted to thank all the women in our community who have given up their Saturdays to serve as panelists on our virtual GAB civic engagement panel, and also as experts in the Business Leader Speed Networking session. Those are 2 really popular events that we do every year with the girls, and I know they all really love and enjoy that process and that experience. Thank you also to our guest speakers who have imparted so much wisdom and knowledge to the girls this year, and also our hosts who have graciously opened their homes despite the many uncertainties of the pandemic so that we could safely meet in person this year. We're really grateful for all of you. I know the girls will be thanking our grantee partners, but I also wanted to thank them for being here tonight and joining in the celebration. We are here because of the work that you do to uplift women and girls. And finally, a huge thank you to the GAB parents. We know it's a family effort, so please know that we appreciate your commitment as well. And so given all the difficult circumstances, we especially appreciate your support, your patience, and your partnership. And then I want to pass the mic to our incredible GAB coordinator, Giovanna.
Thanks, Maeve. How's everybody doing? Good. I'll put my mask back on as soon as I'm done talking, I promise. So I want to first thank the fund and GAB planning team also, because without you, none of this is possible. I don't care how many accolades you see me acquire, know that behind the scenes, Maeve Kelly is keeping me on track. It's always great to see the girls transition through GAB, especially when they commit for 2 years. You'll notice that the first year is more so the girls observing and learning the layout of GAB and how things work. Gradually, they begin to see their space, in the program and begin to become more confident, not just in their own voice, but in one another's. This has been one of our first years back in person since the pandemic began, and the sessions were great. During the first sessions, we always do a lot of things to break the ice or icebreakers. The girls enter the program a bit timid, so we usually do a round of speed dating where they're prompted to answer a few questions via discussion with the person across from them. Some of the questions would be, what is one thing you look forward to when the pandemic ends? Or how did you hear about GAB? Or if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? When I first announced this activity, everyone looked scared and looks at me like I have several heads. The catch is they only have 90 seconds to talk to the person across from them. Everyone knows at the beginning of this activity that they only have 90 seconds, yet somehow, as they grow more comfortable with one another, after only like the 3rd switch, when I scream next, they all give me a little glare over their masks. I say this to say it's so beautiful, the connections that we can make when we're willing. I want to thank the parents and caretakers for encouraging your daughters through the application and interview process, and then holding them accountable to stay committed. I know those 8 a.m. wake-up calls on a Saturday morning can't be easy for all of us. Then commuting to different parts of the county is truly a cultural experience as girls get to explore towns they've never thought to. And then thank you to our hosts for having us each year. If my facilitation skills don't keep them engaged, I know that the food will. I want to commend the girls for being willing to step into a new territory and to a major commitment that is GAB. With extracurricular activities and SATs and other college prep and friendships and family or sickness and sometimes just growing up, right? It can feel like a lot. But my hope for you GAB girls is that your commitment to GAB can stand as a testament to all that you are, all that you can do, and all that you will do as girls and one day as women. We've gotten to hear and exchange stories with some of the most dynamic women or beings in Chester County and Greater Philly. We've completed service activities and we've learned a lot along the way, right, girls? We've even given each other compliments and encouraged each other in our areas for growth. For example, I would say something like, "Hey, Maeve, I like your shoes." But also the way you show up and keep us all organized, or sorry, I'm getting lost in these notes. Okay. So, okay, yeah. So, and Maeve would say thank you and return the compliment. Then I would say one of my areas for growth is that I'm often confident, but I'm also always confused. And the girls would tell me, "You still rock, girl." Thanks, girls. We have a lot of fun times. All in all, my wish is that you carry all these moments with you forward and allow them to infiltrate everything that you do. Also allow these moments to encourage you when you have to get through some of your most difficult times. You are able. I'm very proud of each and every one of you, and I'm confident that as you transition from girlhood to womanhood, the future is in great hands with you. Know that I'm rooting for you, and for every step of the way, I'm here when you need me. Good luck to our second-year girls that are off to college. We can't wait to see our first-year girls come back to the program next year. In January, GAB met to determine their final funding recommendations in the amount of $19,000. This year, their funding priorities are access to reproductive health care and education for women and girls, immigration and refugee services for women and girls, and support and education for women and girls experiencing violence. The girls reviewed proposals from 10 different organizations. After thorough review, site visits, and robust conversation, GAB came to consensus on their final recommendations. These recommendations are as follows. Alianzas de Phoenixville, $4,000 to support the clinical trauma counseling program. The clinic, $3,200 to support access to contraceptive for medically underserved women. The Domestic Violence Center, $3,800 for the expansion of their weekly in-school teen support. Crime Victim Center, $4,000 to support direct services for women and girls. And lastly, Volunteer English Program, $4,000 to provide one-on-one tutoring in English language and literacy skills. Next up, we will have Megan and Anjana come speak more about the Domestic Violence Center.
Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I'm a first-year GAP girl and go to Great Valley. One of our 5 grantees this year was the Domestic Violence Center of Chester County, which fell under the Support and Education for Women and Girls Experiencing Violence category. We awarded DVCCC $3,800 to facilitate 2 9-week teen support groups in Henderson and Oxford area high school focused on teen dating, violence, and healthy relationships. We were impressed by the DVCC's commitment to building a safe environment where girls can reach out and connect.
Thank you, Megan. When I personally attended the site visit for the Domestic Violence Center of Chester County through Zoom, I, along with others, could feel a personal connection. The passion and love behind the organization. Each step of the organization was explained to us in a detailed manner. From the way they explained the budget to discussing what they could have done better this year, everything was coordinated beyond our expectations. Through the application, the Domestic Violence Center of Chester County proved and aligned with our GAP priority, the support and education for women and girls experiencing violence. Thank you.
Next up are girls who are talking about, oh, sorry, Annie and Kira O.
Okay, so we also decided to fund Alianzas de Phoenixville. This is an amazing organization led by a positive and passionate team that works to serve the immigrants of our community in a variety of different ways. From trauma counseling to supplying food to providing tools for immigrant families to settle into our community, Alianzas greatly helps the women and girls in our area.
As I'm sure you've noticed, they fall under the Immigration for Women and Girls, and we visited a lot of different places that had similar things, but they stood out in a way that others didn't. We appreciate all the help that they've done and all the lives that they touched throughout their work.
Thank you, ladies. Next up is Kira S. and Haley.
Hi, I'm Haley Welsh, and I'm a second-year GAB girl.
And I'm Kira Sherwin, and I'm a first-year GAB girl. And we want to thank the Crime Victim Center. We decided to fund them because they align with one of our GAB priorities, which is support and education for women experiencing violence. And our grant is going directly towards their direct services, including their hotline and counseling.
They make it a point to represent the diversity of Chester County's community, and it was such a privilege to be able to work with such an amazing organization.
Thank you.
Next up, Niarika and Kaylin.
Hello, my name is Niharika Roy, and I'm a first-year GAB girl.
I'm Kaylin. I'm a first-year GAB girl.
We are very happy to use our GAB fund for the Volunteer English Program. This program aligns with our priorities of immigration and refugee service for women and girls. They help immigrants learn English and the culture to better understand the country that they are living in.
From the site visit, we learned about the huge impact the program had on students and individuals. Students and tutors have created strong bonds that have lasted throughout years beyond their lessons. We also valued how they will tutor anyone, no matter the language they currently speak or the citizenship or immigration status that they have. We ultimately chose to fund this organization for the unique services the organization provides to immigrants and non-native English speakers in Chester County.
And this organization represents a big part of GAB, and we are confident that we funded them. Thank you.
And last of our presentations is Kaya and Sakshi.
Hi, my name is Sakshi Jain, and I'm a first-year GAB girl.
And I'm Kaya Hall, and I'm a second-year GAB girl.
I'd first like to say a few words about how much GAB has taught me and the amazing work that we have been able to accomplish. It truly feels amazing to be part of changing the lives of girls and women all over Chester County through granting several amazing organizations. One specific organization that I got to work with was the clinic, which matched our priority of funding immigrants and giving women reproductive health care.
Initially, we liked how thorough their grant application was and how precisely they laid out how our money would be spent if we gave them the money. It would go directly to giving women contraception throughout Chester County, and all of our money would go to them. We decided to fund them because the site visit was incredibly informative and was beyond the info that they provided in the application.
We saw how passionate they were about aiding women and girls in the community and all the resources they can provide to women. They also had
Gynecological.
exam rooms specified for women and children, and they also had a lab where they could take blood.
Thank you.
I know we have some of our grantees with us on Zoom, but if anyone's present in the room, could you stand up so we can give you a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the fun. Thank you for, welcoming our girls into your organizations, whether via Zoom or in person, and just giving them, this plethora of info. Something that I forgot to do that I'll do now is introduce the GAB girls. You've met some of them. But I'll go down the list of names, first, second year girls, and then first year girls. So GAB 2021-2022 class consists of Layla Staufi, Charlotte Borger, Annie Curtis, Nadia Dado, Kaya Hall, Francesca Frankie Lister, Haley Walsh, Amelia Eager, Anjana Pramod, Ellie Kwok, Grace Kurian, Kaylin, how do you say your last name? Peace. Kira O'Neill, Megan Sojan, Mega Iyer, Nandita Kohli, Nirika Roy, Nayusha Singhal, Sakshi Jain, Vibha Rao, Kira Sherwin, and Amber Singh. Thank you, girls. And next up, I'll welcome our second year girls for personal reflection.
Hi, I'm Frankie, and I'm a second year GAB girl. And this year was very inspiring and eye-opening, and it was really nice to see everyone in person. I really enjoyed hearing the inspiring stories from all the site visits, and I definitely will miss being in the program. I've learned so much about my community and the issues facing women and girls, and I will definitely miss everyone and being in this program. So my name's Charlotte, and I'm a second year GAB girl, and I go to Great Valley. And when I reflect back on GAB, what I think about mostly is both the social and the educational aspects that exist. When I first learned about GAB, I was really excited to be participating in everything that they had advertised, learning about philanthropy, connecting more with issues within my community, and meeting the people working for nonprofits that focus on girls and women in our community. As Giovanna had already said, it was pretty daunting at first to be joining a group of 19 other girls where I didn't know anyone and didn't know anything about the grant process. The inclusive and uplifting environment, though, quickly put that to rest. I was able to meet so many other girls who felt just as passionate about helping people within their communities. With a variety of different backgrounds, it was really cool to hear everyone's different opinions. The second year girls helped guide us through the processes, and Karen helped to teach us all about the different aspects of the grant making and reviewing processes. Going into my second year, I was excited to once again be able to be a member of GAB. We were finally able to have our meetings in person, which allowed us to bond face to face and have important conversations. The best part of being in GAB for 2 years is that you're able to take the knowledge and experience you've gained and pass it on to others. Knowing how I felt my first year and how scared I was in the beginning, my goal as a second year girl was to make others feel welcome and informed. I did my best to help answer questions and convey what I knew about different processes that we go through with the grant reviews and site visits. Through GAB, I've been able to meet and connect with a number of influential women within my community, and that have been incredibly inspiring. I've learned so much about the needs my community faces and what I'm able to do to help. GAB isn't just about philanthropy, though. It has also taught me a lot about myself. We've learned what kind of leader and group member we are, and we've been able to see that come through within our discussions. I've learned how to voice my own opinion and have meaningful conversations with organization leaders. It also taught me a lot about being a strong woman and always feeling empowered. Giovanna creates an incredible environment for us to be in, and the girls within GAB are always the first ones to be lifting each other up. When you start a meeting with a circle of compliments, you know that the meeting will be fun and that it will be incredibly productive. I left every single GAB meeting feeling fired up, like I had helped my community in some way, had learned something about myself, and had so much fun while doing it. I'm so incredibly grateful for the past 2 years that I've spent with this program. It has created lifelong friendships with girls I truly admire and has helped shape me into the person I want to be later in life. So thank you for everything you guys have done.
Okay, my name's Annie. I'm a second year GAB girl, and I go to Henderson in Westchester. Being in GAB has been a really fulfilling experience throughout both of the years that I've been able to be a part of it. Seeing how much of an impact we can have on our community is very inspiring and empowering, given we're at such a young age. And it definitely makes me want to continue to do this kind of philanthropic work in the future. Being a part of GAB has also given me a great set of skills and strong connections that will help me to succeed later in life, in college, and in my future career. Especially this year, my experience has provided me with valuable leadership skills as I was able to help other first-year girls get more comfortable with the GAB process. Overall, I am extremely grateful that I was able to be a part of this amazing program. And next, you'll hear reflections from the two first year.
The wrap up. It's wrap up celebration.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Frankie, again. So thank you so much to the fun staff, GAB Planning Committee, and Maeve Kelly and Giovanna for making GAB so special this year. We really appreciate all the hard work you put into this program, and you are all so inspiring and hardworking individuals. You truly serve as role models in our community.
Leaving so soon? Seriously?
You can mute.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so next up, we'll welcome our first year girls, Amber, Nandita, and Mega for reflection.
Hi, my name's Amber Singh. I'm a first year girl and I go to Downingtown East. During the first meeting, when I first joined GAB, I did not know what to expect. And I was a little bit scared meeting people that I didn't know, as I'm sure everyone is. But I learned so much about my community and met some great girls along the way. We did a lot of different activities during GAB, but one that really stood out to me is one that Giovanna mentioned earlier, which was the speed networking. We got to meet a lot of wonderful women who really made an impact and had careers that really impressed me. And we got to ask them questions and ask them how they got to their careers so we could also take inspiration and see how we can grow in the future as well. Through GAB, I have learned about difficulties facing our community, but what's different about GAB is that we can actually help. We have an avenue to give money to these wonderful programs, and I like that a lot. Overall, I think GAB was an amazing experience for me, and I will definitely be back next year.
Hi, my name is Nandita, and this is my first year of GAB. Throughout all of our meetings, I have learned so much. I've been given the opportunity to meet new people. Making new friends has allowed me to hear different perspectives and learn from others, and also how they feel about issues that are important to me as well. Also, through many of our meetings, I have met so many influential women. At one of the meetings, we were able to go around and do speed networking, as you heard before, where we were able to talk and ask questions to 8 different business leaders. It was an amazing experience to be able to hear from these women, and I really hope to experience that again. I also have been able to learn a lot more about philanthropy and what it really means to come to a consensus through the grant-making process. Something that will stick with me as I move forward in this program is the sense of community that has been created and how every person can make an impact no matter how big or small. One of my favorite memories from GAB this year was hanging purple ribbons around Westchester for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and also dancing through bathrooms at our last GAB meeting. GAB has given me a platform to share my opinions to help make a positive change for so many amazing organizations in Chester County.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mega Iyer, and I'm a junior at Great Valley High School. I'm also a first-year GAB girl. Before my first GAB meeting, I honestly had no idea what to expect, like I'm sure
the rest of the first year girls did. But if I had expectations, GAB would have exceeded them. Not only did I learn so much about caring for my community, but I learned the importance of having empathy for those around you. I feel like when you put yourself in other people's shoes, you can understand what they are going through, and it is so much easier to help them. This was especially useful during our site visits when we were deciding who our grant money would go to. The biggest skill I've taken away from GAB this year is definitely how to collaborate with other people in order to achieve a large goal. I had the privilege to meet so many amazing young women in Chester County who care about their community and inspire me to do better every single day. I could not be happier with the way this year turned out and the decisions that we made together. Thank you. Next, we will welcome Nayusha and Ellie up to begin our thank yous.
Oh, sorry, girls, before you come up, we're gonna play our reflection video. And this will be on the Fund YouTube, so you can always access it, girls and parents. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Empowering.
Oh, wait. Sounds like there's little. Brandon, do you know? Sorry, there's always some technical difficulty. Yeah. It's the way that I had to unmute this in order for it to sound to work.
Empowering.
My favorite GAB workshop was the one about privilege.
Empowering.
My favorite GAB workshop was the one about privilege because I learned about how I can use my privilege to aid women and girls in my community.
My favorite GAB workshop was speed dating because I was able to meet influential women and I learned how they make a positive impact in our community.
I will use the communication skills that GAB has taught me in order to communicate and compromise with people of different opinions.
GAB has taught me a lot about serving my community, along with the different nonprofit organizations that have done a lot to address the issues that are going on in our area.
My favorite thing about the site visits was hearing the stories that people involved in these organizations have, and they're very heartwarming and inspiring, and you can really tell that everyone genuinely cares about helping others and their community in these organizations.
My favorite thing about site visits was seeing the faces of the people representing the nonprofit light up while they talked about all the people that they've helped or a favorite memory that they have while working at that nonprofit. And seeing someone's passion to their life's work is what makes you want to fund them.
My favorite thing about the site visits were probably just learning about
the organizations in Westchester that help better women.
My favorite thing about site visits was being able to talk with the leaders of each organization. It was really cool to hear why they were so passionate about the causes that they were working with and what their jobs were like day to day.
My favorite part about site visits was actually being able to see the work that these organizations are doing, because we often hear about the work that they're doing, but it's totally different to be able to see it in person and actually witness the changes that they're making to the community.
Did you all have other questions?
We have lots of questions.
Okay, why don't we talk to you? Okay, go.
Okay, so we all know like the situation of COVID, and we just wanted to know how you've been dealing with that and how you've been overcoming the challenges of COVID in general.
So another question that we had was, what about your organization keeps you up at night?
In a good way or in a bad way? That's a good question.
My advice for first year upcoming GAP girls would definitely be to have confidence, and if you're the only one in the group that thinks something, still voice it, because each opinion deserves to be heard. And maybe you're the one saying it, but everyone else in the room is thinking it. You never know, and your opinion is valued. You should share it. Have confidence.
My biggest piece of advice to upcoming GAP girls is to make sure that you're speaking up and making sure your voice is heard, because everyone's opinions are really important, and that's what makes GAB so cool. Also, I would say don't be afraid to get out there and make friends with the other girls. Everyone's so sweet, and that's the most fun part of GAB.
Some pieces of advice that I would give to incoming GAB girls would be to have fun and not be afraid to speak up about the things you care about, and just engage with the others in the group, because it makes it an overall more enriching experience.
One piece of advice I would give to an upcoming GAB girl is just to go into everything with an open mind and be willing to learn, because you definitely will learn a lot.
To give any advice to an incoming GAB girl is just to have fun, because that's my favorite part.
I would recommend GAB to other high school girls because it allowed me to learn about the issues my community was facing and work with other girls my age to see real changes being made.
I would recommend GAB to other girls because it's such a great experience, and you're constantly surrounded by other supportive girls who have similar passions as you do, and the work that GAB does is so important and beneficial to the community, and it's just an amazing program to be a part of.
I would recommend GAB to any other high school girl because it's really broadened my perspective as well as opened my eyes to the ongoings in my community.
I would recommend GAB to other high school girls because it's a great way to get involved in the community and meet new people and really feel like you're giving back to women and girls in our community.
I recommend GAB to any girl my age because it's a great place to work with people around your same age on bettering your community.
Go Mega!
Hi, my name is Ellie, and this is Nayusha, and we, along with all the other GAB girls, just wanted to say thank you so much to all the parents who have supported us throughout this experience and sacrificed their time to drive us to different site visits and GAB meetings, as well as attend events like this.
Because of your patience and support, we have been able to learn more about our community and create such amazing friends. We truly appreciate it because we had such an amazing experience here. Can we get a round of applause for all the parents?
And next up, Frankie. Oh, and also, I don't know how it would work, but Viba, if you have anything to say, you can also.
Hi, I'm Frankie, and I would like to thank all the GAB coordinators and Giovanna and Maeve Kelly and all the coordinators of the fund for such an amazing year. You guys all worked so hard to better our community and make this program happen, and it couldn't run without you guys. So thank you so much.
And next, Kaya and Kira S.
Kira and I want to thank all the GAB presenters who took the time out of their busy schedules to share their passions and expertise with us.
Especially for guiding us through the many workshops that we did, especially about privilege and poverty and speed networking. Thank you again.
And then I would like to welcome Amelia and Haley.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amelia Eager. I'm a first-year GAB girl and a junior at Westtown.
And I'm Haley Welsh. I'm a second-year GAB girl, and I'm a senior at Downingtown West.
We would like to thank Karen Doyle. She's a chair of GAB, and she really helps us focus on the grant process.
We could not have made it through the grant-making process without your guidance and support. Thank you so much.
And what the girl said, Karen Doyle couldn't make it tonight, but she's a longtime supporter of GAB. She keeps us on track. Sometimes the girls will start talking about what's going on in the community and I'm listening. And Karen's like, we got things to do. So we love Karen. And then lastly, I'll welcome Nadia and Grace.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Nadia.
And I'm Grace.
I'm a second year GAB girl.
We're here to thank Giovanna. Giovanna, you're such an amazing person and we love having you as our coordinator this year. You have such a kind, encouraging personality and you bring so much light to our meeting.
Giovanna, I just want to say thank you so much for making every meeting so much better with your positive attitude and constant encouragement. We appreciate your efforts to make us feel included in every meeting and comfortable in every meeting. And we're so grateful to have you as a resource. You have truly touched our lives. So thank you so much.
Next, a representative from the fund will close out our program. Thank you.
Hello, and I get the honor and privilege of closing tonight's Girls Advisory Program or Board this year. Congratulations on a job well done. To be part of this room tonight and listen to the journey that you have taken is fantastic. It's inspiring. I'm Denise Swine. I'm chairman of the board for the Fund for Women and Girls. And I too would like to thank many volunteers who helped. I'd like to thank our Zoom people tonight. That's the only group I didn't hear, but we thank them for being part of it. We thank Giovanna for her incredible coordination work through the course of the year. Maeve Kelly, who is our fearless director of programs and communication at the fund. This is just one little snippet of what she accomplishes for us at the fund, and we are very grateful for her talent. We also want to thank all our other staff members who are here tonight. We have some board of directors who are here. Thank you for supporting. And Karen Doyle, who couldn't, I understand, be with us, but she is our GAB chairperson. So we thank her very much. The Girls Advisory Board is a very important part of what we do for the fund at Women and Girls. And we love the fact that we're able to provide these girls an opportunity to grow, learn, make new friendships, and with the hope that you will take this information, knowledge, friendship, and you will pass it on to others, whether it's back in your high schools or in your next possibly college careers, work careers, whatever that might be. And in the end, we hope that you'll come back to the fund. And perhaps at some point you'll come and help us mentor other young women. So keep that in the back of your minds when you're, old and gray like me. And we can use your help. Let's see, did I miss anyone on my thank yous? No, but I also wanted to welcome everyone on International Women's Day. You may have mentioned that at the beginning, but today's a very important day for women and to recognize all the great work that is done every day by fearless women out in our communities getting things done. I also would like to congratulate the 5 grantees. Again, Girls Advisory Board, fantastic work. The 5 that you selected are well healed, well acknowledged in our community for the work that they do. So congratulations, job well done in your 5 selections. I'd just like to end by asking our Girls Advisory Board to stand up one more time and be acknowledged for the work that you've done the last couple months. So girls, stand up so we can give you another. There you go. And go forth and carry your good work forward. Thank you very much for all being here tonight, and the parents who were the Uber drivers. I know there were many of you. Thank you also for making sure your children got to our many meetings. So thank you again very much. Have a good night.
Yeah, and thank you all again. I just wanted to also put a plug in. So please, if you're not following us already on social media, stay connected with us. Our handle is the Fund Chesco. We post about all the upcoming events and things that are happening at the fund. We have an upcoming luncheon on May 6th, so I just wanted to make sure to mention that. Please come out, support the work of our organization, our grantees. It's just a really big celebration for all the great things that we do throughout the year and all the support that we get from the community. So with that, thank you so much. I also just wanted to ask the girls to stick around for just one last group picture. But otherwise, thank you again. We really appreciate you being here. Yeah, have a great night.